morning, everyone. Yeah, I'm excited to see all of you. My name is Daniel Juma, as you have heard. I am the country director of the Global Peace Foundation. And I want to start by recognizing Madam Evelyn Owoko, who is here to represent PS, in the Ministry of Education, Dr. Julius Joan. I also want to recognize Mr. Limo, who is accompanying Madam Owoko from the Ministry of Education. I want to recognize all the distinguished guests here, our partners, from civil society, including Skies, World Vision, Immobilies. I want to recognize everyone who is represented here today and thank them for getting the time to come here. I also want to recognize Mr. Frank Otieno, who is the voice of education. He leads something called Daula Elimu. He's a seasoned journalist from the Standard Media Group. The Global Peace Foundation is proud to partner with the Standard Media Group in various programs to be able to transform education in Kenya. Some of the things that we do with the Standard Group include the Great Places to School, where we recognize and award, schools that are making an effort, to be able to produce a total child. I also want to recognize my Vice President of Education of the Global Peace Foundation. He's logging in all the way from Seattle, and I think we have also representatives online who are logging in. I just saw my counterpart in Nigeria, Reverend Hayab, who is also logging in, and all those who are logged in today. So mine is to welcome all of you. Allow me to invite you officially, welcome you to the Transforming Education Summit. This is the culmination of several Transforming Education virtual series conducted by the Global Peace Foundation and other partners represented here. At the very onset, I want to appreciate the Ministry of Education, the Standard Group, PLC, Sky Girls Kenya, the Oracle Academy, World Vision Kenya, Immobilies, Mobile Technology Institute, and other partners, for the instrumental role that you have continued to play in transforming education in Kenya. The Global Peace Foundation Kenya greatly appreciates the role education stakeholders play in promoting quality education, which goes beyond learning, transition, and sustainability. As you review ways of transforming education in Kenya, I assure you of the readiness of the Global Peace Foundation Kenya in supporting government effort and the Agenda 2030, number 4, of promoting quality and inclusive education. Global Peace Foundation believes that quality and inclusive education is the foundation of all development, and to realize education outcomes such as learning, transition, and sustainability, and the Ministry of Education, they require support, from other stakeholders. To complement government efforts in transforming education, since 2013, the Global Peace Foundation has been implementing innovative approaches aimed at improving the quality of education in Kenya, such as I've mentioned, the Great Places to School, which seeks to improve the quality of education by subjecting schools to a regular confirmation of competency and ranking them based on what they offer students. We have also been doing character and creativity initiatives, which seeks to build integrity and creativity, amongst our students. We also established the LEAP Hubs, which are spaces which seeks to promote business incubation and acceleration in high schools, so that we are able to create a generation of students who graduate as job creators as opposed to job seekers. These interventions have directly impacted over 50,000 learners from 50 schools in the 47 counties. This summit is an interactive platform by the Global Peace Foundation Kenya and partners to bring together stakeholders to discuss and come up with ways to improve the quality of our education. The platform enables stakeholders to deliberate on education trends and share best practices and recommendations that improve the quality of learning in our schools. The summit assembles partners across academia, government, the private sector, and the civil society to provide guidance and support for educators to transform education by integrating ethics and workplace skills into secondary and tertiary education to raise up the character, creativity, and leadership skills of their students as well as educators. Ladies and gentlemen, partnership in education has availed a wide range of benefits, including increased enrollment, realization of the competency-based curriculum, improved education outcomes, and enhanced quality in access to quality education. To this end, the 2022 Transform Education Summit, therefore, through collaborative efforts, seeks to achieve the following. Number one, we want to recognize those who have played, continue to play, a role, in transforming education, in making our education better. People sometimes criticize a lot, and some people have criticized, sometimes government. Here we have had, of course, opposition, those who oppose CBC and those who are for CBC. But then ours, as stakeholders, is to be able, and I know that the role of government is to, and Ministry of Education is to implement government policy. When you elect a government, you basically give them the authority to be able to, implement, policy, and that's what the government is doing. So we want to recognize the good job done by our government from, the top, His Excellency the President. We also want to recognize the CS for Education, Professor Magoha, for the good things he has done, and also the PS, for the bold reforms that they are taking. It has not been easy. Everybody has been talking about CBC. Some people are saying that the politics of it, they're saying that, oh, we will, throw it away. And I asked when the discussion came, I have a daughter who is doing CBC in, grade 6. So if you're telling me that if a new government comes in, then that goes away, and what's going to happen to my children? So the responsibility of transforming education is for all of us. Education is the responsibility of everybody. Even if you are not in the Ministry of Education, even if you're not an educator, but you are a parent and you have children going to school, so you have to be concerned about our education and about our quality of learning. At the end of the day, we also want to establish, transforming education, a committee, they call it a committee, bring together stakeholders. And as you heard from the MC, the UN is going to be hosting Transforming Education Summit during UNGA, and I have just spoken to, I'm aware that the Ministry of Education is already, making, also consultations on that. There was a pre-conference in Paris. So the conversations we have here today will be able also to help MOE to make their presentations at the UNGA. We also would like, at the end of the day, to have our own, and these stakeholders really we must appreciate our own efforts. So we want to, launch an annual, Transform Education Award. So we will be appreciating every year an individual or organization that has done its best, his or our best, to be able to improve, our education system. So part of the award, at the beginning, His Excellency the President, Uhuru Kenyatta, had been nominated, to receive the first award, and we are in consultation with the office of the President to see, when he can be able to receive that. At the end of the day, also, we want to accelerate and adopt 4K clubs in schools as a way of promoting entrepreneurship culture and among, entrepreneurship culture in our student population. I had a discussion last week with an officer in the Ministry of Education, and I confirmed, for example, that as part of the CBC, entrepreneurship is going to become one of the subjects, especially in junior secondary. Why is this important? As I said earlier on, our education system should be able to shun job creators as opposed to job seekers. This is very, very critical, and everybody knows, and we have been discussing this all over, that education should be able to help us solve our problems. That the solution in our education, the solution for our country, be it economy, be it politics, rises and falls in education. Right now, the country is going through an electoral process. Now the country is worried whether we're going to have peaceful elections. Why is this the case? If you have an educated workforce who understand the meaning of elections, then you do not have to worry about an election. We vote like abroad in Finland. People vote in the morning, and in the afternoon they are back to work. So there is research that says that countries that have high levels of illiteracy, countries where the populace are not well educated, are the ones that are prone to violence, especially during elections. And that's one of the reasons why Global Peace Foundation in Kenya, we have been using education as a tool for peace building. If you educate our people, then they understand the importance of peace. And I know the ministry also has been pushing peace education, so that people need to understand how do you impart the skills, the virtues, the values, so that when our students, when they're in school, when they leave school, they understand how to live together with other people. They understand the virtues of discipline. When they go to look for jobs, how do you go for an interview? How do you speak to the employers? How do you dress when you go for an interview, for example? These are the kind of skills that can be imparted, and these are the things that we try to do during character and creativity initiative, and I know during efforts to deliver peace education. So in conclusion, I once again assure you of the Global Peace Foundation Kenya commitment in transforming education in Kenya. Now more than ever before, our people have tremendous confidence in the role education plays in their lives. We must sustain this partnership in education in order to provide our people and nation with a secure future. Thank you very much, and this is the time you clap for me. Yeah.